Welcome back, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. It is me, Sarah, and we are back with Enter the Spoilercast. This time we are taking a look at the Back to Basics show, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is the new Marvel Disney Plus streaming show, excuse me. It's not WandaVision, but it's definitely something. But before we go on, I'd like to introduce you to my cadre of companions. As always, we've got Keith.
Yo.
And Carl.
I will be releasing a 4-hour cut of this episode after this is aired.
Oh god. Oh no. But we've got two new people joining into the spoiler cast for us this time around. There's Matt, my co-host from War of Infinite Panels.
Hi, I'm alive.
Yes, that's good. And Cam.
Hey, I'm here and I am somewhat alive.
Awesome.
There we go.
I am glad we are not zombies. That is not that kind of show. This is not that kind of show. It's gonna be guns. It's gonna be military. No mystical magical bullshit up in here. So if you are new to Enter the Spoiler Cast, first of all, why haven't you listened to our amazing WandaVision episodes? They are a ton of fun. But you have not experienced the majesty, the wonder, the excellence that is Carl's recap. Carl, tell us what happened this week on Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Well, so much of being a recap more so of an introduction because we are only on episode 1, so we didn't start out with previous week's stuff like we did every time we do the spoiler cast on WandaVision, but just going as quickly as possible. 6 months after the people have returned after the blip, Sam Wilson is sent by the US Air Force to stop a plane hijacking over Tanzania by a terrorist group LAF with ground support with Lieutenant Joaquin Torres. If I pronounced that incorrectly, not my problem. I don't speak any other language but English, and even then it's bad. Wilson has his little wing pack, which he has a nickname for, but I can't remember. Red Wing.
Red Wing, yep.
And uses that to attack a terrorist who is surprisingly led by the returning villain, Batroc, who might be remembered from one of the past Captain America movies. I can't remember if Civil War
Soldier.
or Winter Soldier.
Funny enough,
Thank
Winter
you.
Soldier.
Winter Soldier, what a coincidence. So Sam is able to fight off the terrorists and rescue this Air Force captain before they cross into Libyan airspace, which would cause so much problems with the government. On the ground, Torres tells Wilson that another terrorist group has appeared called the Flag Smashers, who believed that the life was better during the blip, so, they supported Thanos. In Washington, Wilson gives Captain America's shield to the US government for display in the Smithsonian Museum as a part of their World War II and overall exhibit to Steve Rogers, who was now, as we know, as of the events of Endgame and all that, he's now an old man who has died. Wilson explains to a returning James Rhodes that he doesn't feel like he should have taken up the mantle of Captain America like Cap actually wanted, and he still feels like the shield belongs to Steve Rogers. Switching to a different location in Louisiana, we see a bit more of Sam's home life with meeting with his sister, who struggles to keep their fishing business going, and she's been doing that for the past 5 years, which was the time of the blip. Sam tries to use his status as a superhero to get a loan, but they get turned down to the business's poor profits and the fact that people with the blip don't seem to be allowed to have credit for some reason. Switching to the other side of this duo, we see Bucky attending a government-mandated therapy session after being pardoned. He discusses his attempt to make amends for his time as the brainwashed assassin known as the Winter Soldier, which includes taking out one of the Hydra people that he helped put in power by using these 3 steps that he has to go through in therapy, which he basically just ignores all 3 of them. And then he goes to have lunch with an old man named Yori, who convinces Barnes to go on a date with the waitress at the local sushi shop. Both Yori and Leah, the waitress, discuss how Yori's son RJ was killed with no explanation, but Barnes knows the truth as he was the one who killed RJ as the Winter Soldier. But he cannot bring himself to reveal this to Yori as he's been trying to make amends without letting the truth get out. Torres investigates the Flag Smashers and sees a bank robbery in Switzerland and is basically beaten the shit out of by this one guy who has superhuman strength. And when Torres comes about, he informs Sam of what happened and showed the video and everything else. And the episode ends with Sam seeing a news report of the government after they promised they wouldn't, announcing a new Captain America, complete with giving Rogers' shield to the new Captain America, who, for comic book fans, would pretty much go, "Hey, guess what? That's US agent." And
Thank you so much, Carl. As always, incredibly informative. We've got a lot to talk about, even though it was really just, as Carl said, an introductory episode. I'd like to start by asking Cam, what was your favorite part of the episode?
So I think something that I really liked. So I really liked Sam's interaction early on with Torres. After their mission, the whole conversation about Torres sort of getting into conspiracy theories about what happened to Steve, and like they're like, did you? He asked Sam, he's like, did you? I heard you. Did you fly him to the moon? I'm not saying you flew him to the moon, but people are saying you flew him to the moon. Did you do that? And I thought that was pretty fun. And then Sam goes off to Washington to do quote unquote moon stuff. I definitely enjoyed that for sure. But no, that's something that definitely set a tone, and if I feel like obviously we have this more serious side of it, but I liked having that levity in there after we had the very tense action sequence. And I like Torres a lot. From what we've got of him so far, I feel like he's a character that I will enjoy. But that was a standout scene for me, just because it was just fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Awesome. What about you, Matt?
What I really enjoyed about the first episode is the interaction with Sam and his family. It's nice to see some background who he is. He's not just, problem with his life. He has issues with his sister, family, how he wants to control. He's a very different mindset of as a black man, two different black cultures, such as there are a lot of brothers who believe in the system, similar to Anthony Mackie, Falcon, and some people who are pessimistic like his sister. It's very nice to see that interaction. Feels very homely. I love that a lot. And I also like just the dichotomy of what their family was like before the blip and who he was, because it adds something to him, not just being, I'm Steve's friend. There's a little more than just being Steve's friend.
All right, what about you, Keith?
I have a lot of them, but I'm going to say my most favorite part was interaction with Bucky. Basically, him becoming more of a human type character, especially when he was talking to his psychiatrist, and he's just explaining, she's trying to get the truth out of him, and he's constantly deflecting, and she finally gets the truth out of him. And he's like, look, all I've ever known is battle. All I've ever known is war. I finally got a little bit of peace in Wakanda, and then I got dragged right back into a war. I don't know what I am. I don't know what I'm doing. Steve's not around. I have no anchor. I'm lost. And it shows a really human side of that character that we've never seen in any of the movies. We've always seen him as the Winter Soldier, ready to get into a fight and kick butt. We never got in touch with who this actual character is, other than when he was Bucky Barnes. So I like that introduction. I want them to continue that. And I also like the fact that he's still a bit of a jerk when he's ready as well.
Very fair. What about you, Carl?
I actually quite enjoyed the psychologist scene with Bucky and how they're going through the, you do not kill, you do not harm, you don't do this, you don't do that. But then it just shows him doing the exact opposite, except for the final one where it's like, you're a part of my amends. I just like that they're not just playing Bucky as the ultra serious style character that he was for most of the movies. We now get to see that he does have a sense of irony. He does have a sort of dark sense of humor. So getting to see that on screen, I thought was probably my highlight, easily.
Oh, for sure. I also am a fan of the Bucky stuff, but more actually, I really liked the date with Battleship. I thought it was really cute. Though he does just sort of run out on her to have his fucked up revelation. I definitely feel that the Bucky scene, the Falcon scenes were more natural than the Bucky scenes. I will say, as a bilingual speaker, when Yori just switches into Japanese and then right back in English, I'm like, that's not how that works. That's weird. That was not as smooth as you thought it was, Disney. That was a wee bit awkward. It's not even it's just red bean buns. He's like, oh, my son, you still have red bean buns in Japanese. I'm like, buddy, no, who's the scriptwriter on this? I would like to lodge a complaint. But I don't know, there's just something about Sebastian Stan, who plays Bucky, that is so intensely charismatic. Not that Anthony Mackie is lacking in charisma, mind you, but there's just something about Sebastian Stan that just really, really sort of brings it home for me. But yeah, I didn't realize it till Keith said it, but I'm like, basically Steve abandoned Bucky. He's just like, hey, I know you were a sleeper agent for several decades, and then like the whole thing happened where you blipped out of existence for 5 years, and now you're back. But fuck you, I'm gonna go live with Peggy and then die.
So much for the I'm with you to the end. Like, no, you weren't.
Yeah, end of the
You're
line,
gone.
more like end of the nope, my girl's available, I'm a bounce. True
And
friend.
it's
Steve
not
Rogers.
homies over girls. Let's put it that way. It's not home. Yeah, Steve broke the rules.
Yeah, it's ladies before dudes with silver arms who I accidentally let die. Hey.
Hey.
So yeah, so I mentioned a wee bit of an awkward moment. Did anybody else have any scenes that they were like, oh, this isn't quite mesh for me?
I'm going to be completely unbiased here. No, I kind of
Oh.
liked it all. Sorry, but I'm a big fan of Captain America: Winter Soldier. This is more of my shtick. I like
Same.
WandaVision, but I like the straightforward. I like the politics. I like the no misdirection. Well, I can't say that because there was some misdirection in that first one as well. We'll get to that a little bit, but no, I enjoyed everything. I really did.
I thought the pacing was a bit slow. I do feel that the Sebastian Shaw, who played Bucky, and I do agree he's very captivating, and I like how he played this distraught, shrugging off things off whoever was the sound person of the sound person for the Marvel, the way that they just managed to make it dead silent, you only hear the pen clicking. That was really great to show how annoyed he is in it. Good stuff down the sign team. But the only thing I felt was a bit dry. It was just an introduction. I mean, I want to see more Don Cheadle because I'm a Don Cheadle stan, Cheadle up, boys. But that's it.
I think it was nice to have him in
I
there,
got
though.
nothing.
I don't think he's going to be in there all the time because he's only supposed to be making cameos. But I like the fact that they have the government politic part in there, and Cheeto is in there as royalty to help add some familiarity and bridge the gaps.
And he also has his like own show that he's
Yeah, the
doing.
Iron Deal.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What Armored was it? Armor
Armor
Wars.
Wars.
Armor Wars. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to be sure, I want to be sure Don Cheadle is not the Falcon. I want everyone to understand it, okay? Just because you see two brothers on the screen, they're the same person. I want everyone to understand that, all right?
He's
I also
War
love the
Machine.
fact that they had that camaraderie right there. Like, you know what, bring your niece, your nephews down to DC, and I'll show them how to fly the right way.
That was
The right way.
The right way.
Right away.
Captain Planet way, of course.
Can I also say I'm very jealous that DC has these really fantastic museums? I mean, if they're really like that, holy crap! I need to go down there.
DC does have some nice museums.
Yeah, DC did realize has some good
Yeah.
museums like that. Yeah.
They do.
Secretly an ad for DC tourism, you guys.
I've
That's
never
the whole
actually. I
show.
take it back. I've been to DC once when I was like a child, so yeah, I don't remember any of that.
Wait, and wasn't this
Look.
mostly filmed in Georgia? So this is like fake DC, right? If I remember correctly.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I think it is.
yeah.
I think it is fake DC.
yeah.
But
I mean, it makes
so,
sense.
but even so, from what I understand of, like, I've never been out to DC. I haven't even been out of Australia. But from what I've understood of the Smithsonian, from I think I started actually looking into the exhibits that are there after watching the Night at the Museum one, where they go to the Smithsonian and that they have a very huge pop culture type section. And I could see them doing that type of section for Steve Rogers, given that, his history in World War II, his iconic sort of status and everything else. I could see that type of thing, but a lot of that actual scene where you see like the setup with the bike and everything else, a lot of that was taken from what's known as the Avengers Station, which is a traveling tour of props and memorabilia from the movies. So that actual setup with the bike and everything, that actually exists. And you can go see it. You just got to go and look up Avengers Station and find out when it's coming to your area.
Yeah, I believe I've seen that because I want to say a few years ago.
I
Games of
went to
Philly,
it.
and I
Yeah,
saw it. Yeah.
yeah, I went to it here. It was just after, I think, after the first or second Avengers movie, because it was all based around Ultron.
Mhm.
And I actually got to sit on the bike and take a photo, and I got to hold the shield and all that type of stuff. So I've actually interacted with this stuff, and it's an amazing thing to go and see if you ever get a chance.
So you're saying Captain America's from Australia now? Got it.
Captain Australia here.
No,
Yeah, Australia.
Wolverine was from Australia at one point.
That's fair.
And we do actually have Captain Australia. This was a conversation that's happened before, and yes, we do.
We have
actually
this
We have
conversation.
talked about it, yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of agents of the United States, so as Carl pointed out, the new guy is probably U.S. agent, which
No, it
means
definitely
he-
is.
Yeah.
They announced it before. It's,
Okay,
it's
fine.
US
So
agent.
it's U.S. agent. U.S. agent's coming, aka Riot Gear Captain America. How do we feel? I mean, it's sort of inevitable, but how do we feel about the inclusion of this pretty famous comic villain? Really, like, I don't know if anybody would argue that U.S. agent is a good guy.
Oh, he's totally not.
Oh
No.
yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm excited. I'm glad to see him in
Yeah.
there because he's the polar opposite of Captain America. He is the guy that's like, you know what? I'm not going to take anybody's crap. I don't care what you think. I'm going to do it my way, and that's the only way it goes. I also carry a gun. Captain America would never use a gun. Well, I'm sorry, Captain America would never carry a gun, but he'll definitely use a gun. This guy's
Yeah,
got
well,
a pistol.
wait.
in his hip.
Technically, when Bucky was Captain America, he was strapped.
Yeah,
Not
but
his
not
costume.
in that area yet.
Not his costume.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, U.S. agent's costume's like, I got this. I got my gun on my hip. I'm good to go.
I do the murder.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they play him off because how he gets his powers. If you watch the end of the credits, they give you a bunch of details about maybe what's coming, and the power brokers is stated in there. Carl, correct me if I'm wrong, because this part is fuzzy. The power broker is what gave U.S. agent his abilities. Yeah, first time he got his powers from the power broker, because Captain America Steve Rogers got his powers from the super soldier serum, but
Right.
U.S. agent got his from the power broker.
To my recollection, yes.
So it's
Yeah.
interesting to see if they
But-
keep that as well.
Well, it's going to be him and Helmet Zemo, basically, that are the villains of the.
Well, there's a lot of them. So we got the Flag Smasher, which
Flag
actually
Smasher,
was
yeah.
just a person, not an organization, which also was introduced back in the Captain America, Sam Wilson run when he became Captain America.
Yeah, the Flag Smashers in that too when they came before. As history, but yeah, in the modern era, yeah.
And then we got U.S. agent, and then we got Zemo, and
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of
Yeah.
potential they can do this if they're gonna be basing it on the modern era, or maybe some classic Captain America from Brubaker's run, and Brubaker, best guy. They're gonna try to keep less of the cosmic stuff out of it as possible, because obviously the Cube's got to get involved in some way. I'm hoping
I
the Cube is
hope
getting
not.
involved.
I really hope not. Don't bring
Exactly.
don't do that.
Yeah. So basically, they could do that, be fine. It would be interesting if they do the U.S. agents and they have to create their own Avengers. You might get the Thunderbolts, if anyone knows what the Thunderbolts are.
Okay, you're going way too far. You're
I
excited.
believe that's been
you're
hinted
excited.
at before. Yeah.
I'm excited for the theories of possibilities.
I mean, listen, y'all said last time that, the Skrull weren't going to be there because it was too far ahead, so nothing is off the table.
The
Exactly.
only reason I'm
Nothing's off the
saying
table.
that is because Marvel has already laid down. They've already said we have a specific plan for this particular movie and series and going into the new phase.
It is, speaking of that, it is interesting that, like, it's such a fucking tonal dissonance
Yeah.
between WandaVision and this, right? This is very back to basics for Marvel. I don't know. Do you think that there maybe is something more going on here, or is it just you get what you see with the show?
Well, it is Marvel. There's always something else going on in the background.
I don't think it's going to be on the level of WandaVision, where it's going to be like you're going to be as in the dark. I mean, I'm sure there'll be surprises and stuff like that, and like twists and turns and stuff like that. But it's not going to be like the WandaVision level of just like what the fuck is going on. Because like usually with WandaVision, those first few episodes, you don't really get sort of like any real like peek behind the curtain of what's really happening until the end of episode 3 into 4. But in this one, we already have more of an idea of what's happening. Obviously, like there's going to be more stuff that like more than likely haven't thought of yet. But this one feels like it will be a bit more, I don't want to say straightforward, but compared to WandaVision, it feels like it will be.
More of the cards have been laid out on the table than they were for WandaVision.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
we knew coming into this that we were going to have US Agent. We knew coming into this we're going to have Baron Zemo at some point.
And the Flag Smashers are
We've got Flag
Yeah.
Smashers. We saw all that even in the advertising. Whereas WandaVision, it was very subtle. It was just Wanda and Vision in the advertising. We didn't get any hints. Whereas this one, they've just gone straight out. Here's all the characters. Most of the characters you're going to see. Yeah, there will be twists. There will be turns.
Oh yeah.
but it's because it's a Marvel show. They can't get away with not doing that. But I think this time, I think they're going to be very more straightforward than they were with WandaVision.
And they also
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cam.
I was gonna say they also just a departure from WandaVision as well was like they immediately more or less opened with an action sequence, and the whole and then with that and just like the whole tone of the show feels very in line with like what we've gotten from the other Marvel movies, but specifically like the Cat movies, which makes sense. But yeah, I do feel like it's gonna be a bit more. This feels
more like a sequel to the direct sequel to the movies than
exactly
for sure,
like a side story that WandaVision is.
True, but WandaVision to me, as a show, and I loved it, was very, I don't know, it was very creative. Mm-hmm. So for people who are expecting creativity, which there's probably a small amount of them. I mean, it's Marvel. You should know better what you're getting into. But they expect that creativity to be cartoonish to this show. No, each show's. I like the fact that each show has their own tone and what they do. Even though Keith has mentioned WandaVision was not his top tier stuff, but he likes this. That's cool. I enjoy both. I personally think WandaVision was super cool. I mean, DC's ship. It's the coolest thing. I'm a philosophy guy, and I mean, everyone knows I'm a philosophy guy. I love philosophy. So I thought it was a really cool intro thing. But I'm looking forward to a lot of the, I guess, open-ended, the potential of this show. That's what got me excited. I think there's a lot of potential they could do with this. They could, you can get the Secret Avengers, one of my favorite Avenger teams of all time, Secret Avengers. You guys know about Secret Avengers, obviously, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll be excited for that. You get Thunderbolts. I would love to see. I'll love to see the a fugitive style Captain America. This is a hot take, but I don't want this series to end as if they do it, which I don't think they will, but it's a possibility. I don't want the series to end with either Sam or Bucky as Captain America.
I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, exactly. They said they're not going the comic route. That's likely not going to happen.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I hope they don't do that, but I am hoping for a bunch of other like nods at things.
I think with Marvel, it's all very self-referential anyway. So, I kind of low-key was hoping that this was going to be somewhat tied into what happens in the Black Widow movie, but given that like COVID screwed the pooch for basically all of the movie release schedules, I'm not sure that's going to end up being really a thing.
No, Disney did that. Disney could have released this crap on the Disney Plus. They just don't want to do it.
True, that's true. I mean, listen. They could do what Warner Brothers is doing and put everything out on HBO Max and just be obviously on their own.
They put out Raya, and that movie did great.
They charge you for Raya if you didn't pay for premium access. Okay, let's get that straight. All right, that's a little extra money you're charging me. That's too much, my guy.
But it works.
Yeah, but I mean, as we've talked about before, accessibility. It's a pandemic.
Yeah, I don't know this. I'm paying for a streaming service. I'm paying a little extra for this movie. I have to wait to get it for free, even though I'm paying for a monthly fee. I just find it a little bit cut pursy, Just if you just want to rob me, just at least take off the shirt, put lipstick on me, so you make it look pretty when you do you're gonna do to me.
Ooh, okay, wow, that was.
Look, I'm just saying, paying an extra $25, and I'm paying like $15 a month. That's 40. It's roughly $40 for 1 month to see one thing. It's too much.
Depending on where you live, movie tickets are like $20 now.
Yeah, or like you said, you can just wait. You can just wait till it gets out of that premium.
True. But yeah,
stop it
for me.
Oh no, we can't advocate for that. YouTube will come and find us. They will destroy us.
And so with Disney, we're now working with Disney. We can't say that.
Oh, just Disney cuts the check. All right, I love you, Mickey Mouse. You never did anything wrong. Hype out to your boy Donald G in the streets. Is that the right thing, Keith? Are we good?
All hail the capitalist mouse.
I have no idea what you're referring to, but okay.
Poor Cam is on this going, why did I join this? I'm so sorry.
Now I'm being grouping with the rest of these pirates over here.
Right, because Cam respects the government. He's always been a good worker. He has never done anything illegal today, right?
Yeah.
You can say that.
Today, absolutely not. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Fabulous.
Okay.
That's
He said
what we like to hear.
today. Everything else is excused, just not today. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, 24 hours of a clean bill of criminal health. That's a plus.
24 hours is pushing it, but okay.
24 hours.
Damn.
What? I mean, what did I say?
Disney overlords.
Okay.
Yeah, just the other.
All right, guys. I think maybe in my heart I miss a little bit of that WandaVision speculation where we just wildly threw darts at shit, and hoped that something would be right, and often they were not, except for the handful of times Carl and I got stuff right. Cough, cough. So sorry for you, Keith. So mean.
You also got to
no.
remember this is episode 1. Okay, it's
Yeah.
episode 1 of it's one of 6, I believe.
Yeah,
I think
we're
this is
six,
a
we're
mini
there.
series this time. But we didn't even start getting our theories and everything, or even starting into the spoiler cast till we were halfway through the series.
No, we were on episode 3. Pardonnez-moi.
All right, so 3 episodes in, we were starting to throw speculations. Can we at least wait till episode 2 before we start bringing out that whiteboard again? I only just packed it away. Okay?
I don't think you're going to need the whiteboard for
I
this.
want some wild speculation. I want y'all to just throw fucking darts out there, and I just want to see if somebody hits something.
You know what? After your last thing, I'll copy your lead. I'll take your lead, Sarah, after WandaVision, and just say Skrulls did it. Skrulls did it. That's it.
I was gonna say that Yuri is Mephisto. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh
no.
yeah, that works too.
Yeah, Mephisto.
Mephisto.
No,
Okay.
the
Yep.
waitress is Mephisto.
Leah, the waitress, she's Mephisto.
He's Mephisto.
The
Yeah.
waitress-
I kind of feel
She
like she
plays
knows more than she's
Battleship,
letting
you
on,
guys.
though.
Or it could be Red Wing. Red Wing
No,
is
no.
Mephisto.
No, hey.
I would pay top dollar for that. Okay. Here's
No,
the
no,
hottest take of all time. The president of the United States of America is a Barack Obama. That's a hot take.
Oh shit.
Oop.
went there.
No, but for real, following the thread of the waitress being Mephisto, she plays Battleship, and in Ted and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, they play Battleship against Death. Ergo,
Yeah, this checks out. This is
the
canon.
waitress is Mephisto.
Bill and Ted into the Marvel Universe confirmed.
Oh, dear God. You guys had those conspiracy theories in there, didn't you? You just had to do it.
You sunk my battleship. You sunk a hole in the ether chamber, which caused Doctor Strange to come out and fix it all because time has been stuck.
Yeah.
I got another one for you.
Yes.
The leader of this Flag Smashers is going to be Ian McKellen. but the actor Ian McKellen, he's not playing anyone. He's just Ian McKellen, the actor, who is now just a political revolutionary.
Oh wait. So Ian
I
McKellen
was actually going to go the other way. I was going to say that secretly Flag Smasher is really Juggernaut, so that way we have
there we go.
Marvel's mutants in the
jeez.
universe now.
Oh, wait. So Cam, your theory holds. So Ian McKellen's playing Ian McKellen. Who is Ian McKellen? So should it just be David Tennant? David Tennant is playing Ian McKellen. Who is the Flag Smashers?
That checks out.
That checks
I
out.
support it. Yep.
I'd be here for that.
David
Any other wild theories?
What are you doing to my show, guys?
First of all, your
We are
show.
enhancing it.
Your
We're Disney
show.
overlords. We all hail capitalist spouse.
Torres is secretly the Red Skull in disguise.
Oh my
I was
God.
gonna wait for you to say
Just
you were going to see
ripped
Captain
mask
Hydra
off.
instead, but okay.
No. Even better. He's AIM. Actually, do we have AIM yet? I don't think we have AIM in the Marvel universe yet. Do we?
No.
Iron Man 3.
Yeah,
Man 3
we
exists.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. They give me AIM.
But we don't have.
Oh my
God, does
Sunspot-
that mean
we don't
that we
have
got
Sunspot
Murdoch?
aim. We don't have the
Not
good
yet.
aim. We have the
Not
bad
yet.
one.
I would pay top dollar to see MODOK. You
That'd be
peons.
Isn't
Mur-
Hulu getting an
Murdoch-
animated
Murdoch is-
series?
Yeah,
Murdoch?
Murdoch's an animated series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other wild theory I'm gonna throw out there. Sharon Carter got brainwashed like Bucky Barnes, and so now she's a sleeper agent.
By who though?
Sword.
No, worse.
Sword is
She
a
got
good guy.
brainwashed. She
Well,
got
not this
brainwashed.
one. Damn it.
Who's that other director? Who was the director of this
What?
movie that we all hated so much?
Snyder?
Zack Snyder.
No, not him. No. he can't hurt us anymore. We're in Marvel land.
We're safe.
Who are you talking about, Matt?
I'm trying to think of this director.
It's not Josh
Name
Whedon,
the
is it?
movie.
Oh, Uwe Boll. Yeah.
Oh,
She was
God.
brainwashed
Ball?
by
Oh,
Uwe Boll.
Jesus Christ.
Called cinema. You guys just don't get it.
Yeah, it's called cinema. Exactly.
Oh, Cam, you had to say that, didn't you? Now you're just gonna have to get ostracized. I'm so sorry. This is Cam's last appearance on Enter
Damn
the
it.
Spoilercast.
Well, I had a good run, guys.
You lived a good life.
It's like-
any final memes for us?
It's like the unspoken rule, like we do not give Uwe like any fucking credit for anything. He's just not allowed. He's not allowed. Put my foot down.
Absolutely.
Ruined.
Terrible.
Oh god.
And Keith's just sitting there going, "It was a great show I had here once."
I was just
The
like,
idea that Keith owned this show is incorrect. It's always been the Sarah and Carl show, and Keith has just been along for the ride.
Can we get that as a pic, as a GIF to put on the like the Sarah and keep just in the back? I want to talk about Kong.
oh my god.
We I mean, listen, we went on tangents in WandaVision about the Summers family and how they basically fucked up everything in the X-Men universe.
You know what? That's actually not a bad theory. I'm being serious.
Well,
As an X-Men
yeah,
guy.
because they did.
Yeah,
Hey,
Yeah,
I
that's very
still-
true.
I still advocate for the Everyone Hates the Summers podcast.
Never hit this
Oh,
summer
we'll get around to it. Wait until the next X-Men movie, and we'll work on
Oh
that.
man.
Yeah,
Not
that's just gonna be...
to mention my 5-hour soliloquy about the 5 stages of grief and the psychological impacts of the trauma that Wanda had. But again, go back and listen to our WandaVision Enter the Spoilercast episodes for those absolute gems.
Yes, they were fantastic. And again, I called Skrulls and no one believed me. I'm an adult. It's fine. I can be
I'm a good
racist
adult.
whenever.
I love how I had to point that out. I am adult. Yes, we believe you are an adult. We believe.
Yeah. I mean, I hope so. I mean, otherwise,
For all we know, she's 4 midgets in a human suit. So yeah.
first of all, I am 12 angry raccoons in a trench coat. Let's
With
go.
Show some
shotgun.
respect.
All right, I'm gonna get back on track for a second. So
Never.
I wanted to get back to
Tracks,
the Carl had
what
mentioned
are
at the beginning of the
those?
show. So you mentioned that Bucky had killed Yuri's son, when we saw the flashback. I don't think he killed him.
That's true. We don't actually see him take the kill shot.
That's true.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like the whole like
it's
Wanda stole the
implied.
body again.
Wait,
It's
back up.
it's implied because he was the kid that was trying to open the door in the flashback.
right.
He pulls the gun and it slams to black and you hear the gun shot.
Right, but you also
Then-
could
then
see
you
that
see-
somebody came to the door, or somebody could have shot him from behind as well. We don't
Yeah.
know. There's too many
Look,
things.
I'm not gonna sort of say you're wrong because who knows with these type of shows, but I'm gonna say that it's highly possible that what you see on the screen and the way that Bucky reacts to it, and the reason why he is being friendly to Yuri is because he knows what he did, and that's the thing. He's trying to
Mhm.
make amends by making sure that he takes care of the father of the son that he killed.
I thought about that as
So-
well, but it'd be the same way. I was walking with my friend. I started a fight, and my friend got killed because I started the fight. I'm remorseful because I started that fight, and it was not his fight to begin with, but I got him killed.
Right.
That's a completely different style of scenario, dude. This is I've pointed a gun at a dude, I pulled the trigger, I seen him die. It's just because 1, this is a TV show. 2, this is a show made by the Mouse on the Mouse's network, and you've
Our
seen how much
overlords.
you've seen how much the mighty Mickey does not like to put overtly violent things onto the show. That's why it's a part of this this Star section, not so much the Marvel section.
Did you not see the beginning where Sam's dropping all these guys out of the sky?
Keith.
Yeah, yes, but again,
that was wrong.
again, you don't see them go splat, or you don't see them.
Yeah,
go
they're
We
not
saw
coming
my dude
back.
get slammed into a mountain.
Violence. They're treating this as how you would treat a sort of a PG or a what you guys call PG-13 style show. You do not show the actual death. Like you don't actually film the actual death. You imply it by using different methodologies of
Right.
filmmaking. That's what they're doing here. There's not really anything of going, oh, this could have changed, this could have saved. If they decide to change it later on, and RJ might be, somebody who does some science who helped create the US agent down the track, cool, not a problem. That's the way the writer wants to go with it. I'm happy. But from what we've seen so far, I don't think that Bucky would be trying to befriend Yuri in this situation if he didn't have regret for killing his son. That the entire situation makes no sense if somebody came and saved RJ.
But the thing is, like, at the end of the episode, he runs to Yuri's apartment and then sees the picture of RJ. So I do actually wonder if he knew, or
It's
if
more
he was
that's
subconscious.
more so of a reminder though.
Mm.
Because a lot of Japanese families or at least
No, I
traditionally,
mean, for sure.
they do have sections of the house where they will have respect to people who have died. And again, we don't have an actual time frame. If you go back onto the flashback, you don't have a time frame of when this happened. This could have been one of the last missions Bucky undertook as the Winter Soldier before being saved, which is why he remembers it so vividly and why he has the nightmares.
I guess we just have to wait and see. I'm going to call and just say I don't think he killed him.
Or
I mean, yeah, it would be
oh.
Fine,
ahead.
RJ is Mephisto.
Oh, dear God. No, he killed him. Fuck it. He killed him.
Right.
That's the option.
Or B, the rando theory. RJ, his son is a hive agent that he hasn't caught yet.
That would be something. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm going by WandaVision logic, which I know, but like when they were like, "Oh, Wanda stole the body because we have the footage. Look at the footage," and it's just like until you see it happen, it didn't happen. But who knows? Could also just be the mouse not wanting to show explicit blood and gore, on their TV show, which fine. If that's the imperative of the mouse, we must all obey and follow it as good minions. Any other last minute thoughts that we want to throw out there, guys?
I really want to see a good fight between U.S. Agent and Bucky.
Oh, we have to. We have to get that.
We'll be copying that at some stage. Either that it's going to be U.S. Agent versus Sam. So either way, I'm happy.
If the fight scene wise, I want it to be similar to the style of Daredevil fight scenes. So I hope that'd be okay. I want it to beat the crap out of 50 dudes, easy. Fights U.S. Agent, the worst fight of his life. I want that exact feeling. I love that.
I mean, it's going to have to be because U.S. Agent is super powered.
Oh no! You guys know the Daredevil meme. Like he fights like 50 dudes, fights one guy who just averaged the worst fight of his life. I want that same exact thing to happen with no expertise. But if the fight scenes are like Daredevil, which I really love about Daredevil, I would be super ecstatic.
I would just love to see, like, working with Keith's idea of Winter Soldier versus US Agent is just the amount of shield throwing that's going to happen in that fight scene. Because as we've seen, Bucky has just as much control over the shield with the whole trajectory thing and everything else as Steve did. So to see that fight where it's like you're going to have fists and kicks going all over the place with this shield just bouncing off around randomly, hitting each person as the other one throws it, or the other one counters with counters. It's going to be one of the probably most weird but fun fights I reckon we're going to see out of this entire thing. Is Flag Smasher just Flag Smasher, or is it a character using that as a code name? Or could it possibly be that type of idea?
In the comics, it's a person. But in here, it's an organization called the Flag Smashers. But if you watched it, they recruit people to run misdirection while they do their crime. So, and I'm guessing the guy who was strong and kicked the dude into the hole is the Flag Smasher. But I don't remember the Flag Smasher in the comic having that kind of strength. So we don't know.
That's what got me wondering about it, because I don't remember the character being that strong. But the only other character that I can remember that sort of had that sort of, I guess, sort of a flag motif was actually called Flag, and he used the steroid enhancer called Nuke.
Oh God!
But yeah. that's a completely different character in a completely different series.
Yeah, I remember that guy. That guy was
I mean,
he had issues.
It would be interesting if I'm trying to think of where I'm trying to put this thought together in my brain. It would be interesting if Flag Smasher was an agent of the U.S. government that's basically like, let's sow anarchy to fuck shit up and like oust our enemies and depower other nations so we can collect our resources to be powerful again. Because post-blip, everything is still pretty fucked up. Like things are still quite bad everywhere. So it would be interesting to see if that's I'm just very unlike that. Everyone is a double agent Bane for some reason.
I mean, it fits sort of like the tone of like what we're getting, because this is more in line with being like a political thriller than something like WandaVision was, and it's more like very much feels kind of like Winter Soldier already, specifically that movie. But you did mention something else that kind of reminded me of something about like post-blip stuff. The whole scene in the bank with the loan, the whole loan situation when Sam and his sister were trying to his sister Sarah were trying to get the base trying to get some help from the bank. Like, what is the I feel like there needs to be more of just like a pay structure for the Avengers.
There
Because,
isn't. That's not the whole thing. Yeah,
I know.
sad-
Yeah,
Where's
the
their
sad
union?
part is that's generally how
they need
it
to
works.
they need to unionize.
Unionize, yeah. Workers unite. But the thing is, like, even from myself, who's whatever, the Avengers are technically until the Avengers make the Avengers Initiative, until they make the Avengers thing, that's when they start getting paychecks. Otherwise, a bunch of dudes just want to be the villains.
Yeah,
I mean,
Stark
Pepper's still
Industries.
around. Pepper can hook them up and give them some money.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be like, hey, Mrs. Stark, we're broke out here. Stark, you want to feed us? She's like, you peasants, get out of here.
My husband just died, you fuckwits.
Yeah, you proletariat, get out of here. I'm living my bougie lifestyle in the woods.
I mean, it is interesting. We haven't touched on sort of the systemic racism that Falcon's side story has. That a lot of people talking about how the scene with Sarah and Falcon being in the bank and getting refused for the loan, even though Falcon's basically is a war hero twice over, right? For his initial tour of duty, and then as the Falcon, gets him no leeway, gets him no pull ahead, and that's just, it was a rough scene to watch. It was very difficult.
The sad part is I relate to that on a daily basis as someone who works in that field, so I know exactly that. And it's just like that sometimes. You would see somebody who's hopeful, who's trying to talk with the system, make it work, and you have a pessimist who doesn't want to make it work. It's very difficult to understand or curtail a situation. And it's just like, I'd say the way it is. It's like, all right. She's like, all right, like, Sam, let's go to the bank. I have a plan. We'll get a loan. This will work out. And it's just like, this isn't going to work. And they get to the bank, and the bank's still holding them up. It's like, you kind of blipped. I'm like, homie, come on, help me out here. Like, and that's how banking be like that in America. And I mean that quite seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the whole thing where like you haven't had an income for 5 years, like I haven't existed for 5 years.
Yeah,
like
pretty
exactly.
Yeah, like it's kind of like it's.
So it's like, what happened to my
what do
money
you
that was in
expect?
the bank? Didn't that stuff get interest for a little bit? Do I
Well,
have
see,
something else in here now?
That's a question, right? Because nobody knew they were coming back. So
Right.
ultimately what happens is those assets tend to either get absorbed into the bank or they get distributed to next of kin. Like I wrote a whole article about how like the snap/the blip like really fucked everything up. Like these people don't have documentation. Their houses are going to be sold. Were their social security numbers like deactivated? Like, how do you prove that you came back and that you didn't just die you know what I mean? Like, it's because there's definitely a difference between people who disappeared in the snap and people who died during the snap because of all the planes falling out of the sky and who were in the middle of operations when their surgeons
Yeah.
I want that show, honestly. Like it'll be super dark, but like I want to see like the ins and outs of like what happened in those moments like right after the snap, and I want to just see just like the everyday people and what their lives were like during this time, like this 5-year period or however long. And just because I feel like that would be like super interesting to just like actually get some light on. What's up?
I actually thought it was Spring Blast. I'm sorry. You guys, have you ever heard of the comic Damage Control?
Oh.
I've heard of it, yeah.
So Damage Control is a parody of anytime something crazy happens in the Marvel Universe, there's an organization called Damage Control that cleans it up, which try to fix it.
Yeah, they were in Spider-Man.
They were in Homecoming, yeah.
Exactly. So why don't we just put Damage Control to actually explain if people want that, the inner working and lore of fixing a post-blip world. I think that's a good idea to use that property.
I mean, the problem with so there's a difference between post-snap and post-blips. Post-snap is post the Thanos snap. Post-blip is when everyone comes back. So the problem with the post-snap thing is like, and we're not going to get into this too much, is when you take a random selection of there's also animals, right? So you take a random selection of everything. You do not discriminate between people who are key figures in infrastructure. So it's not, enough to just be like, oh, well, like you just fix it. Like, it's great, but like, did the president of the United States disappear? Like, did half of the cattle and sheep and all that disappear? Like, that's going to be a massive food shortage. And then on top of that, like, okay, say you got rid of like 40 to 50% of a like farming population in a particular state that has a particular staple crop. Now you just have food fucking rotting in the fields because you don't have enough people to pick it or to transport it or then to, you know, sell it. So the snap, infrastructurally wise, would have decimated everything. And so the fact that, like, you know, when they're in God, what is it? Endgame. When they're like showing how they're all like dolphins and like shit's sort of still busted up in San Francisco. Like, I believe
There's
that.
trash everywhere.
Yeah, it's like there's too many people. There's not too many people. There's too much shit and not enough people to pick it up. Like, so yeah, and then they all just suddenly pop back up, and you're just like, okay, so you have a system that spent 5 years recalibrating that now has to recalibrate again to the old you know, like, it's just it's massive. Like, it's like trying to stop a dam bursting with like a duct tape roll. Like, it's
Hey,
just not
nobody
gonna
said it was
happen.
going to be easy. And but that's the thing. I don't think a lot of people realize that dynamic, what's happening behind the scenes, because again, geeks and nerds will think about this, Sarah. Come on now. People that are actually watching it to watch it go, okay, that's fine. But we're like, okay, how did they get paid? What happened when they all died? Who's going to fix Social Security? I mean, they're not thinking about that stuff. They're like, oh, this is great,
I think
great.
about those things.
But exactly, and these are the things that we should be asking the people who make these shows. Like, did you think about this? Are you going to explain this in the show? Because I love the fact that they actually went to the bank and it was like, hey, I've been gone for 5 years. Well, sorry, can't help you there. Like, what do you mean? Obviously, they knew about this and they were doing something about this. So there is a system in place. But how jacked up is this particular system? And like you said, did you take any accountability that maybe these people may come back?
I mean,
if my dude had a house and it was paid off, and then you took his house and then he's back, like, where's my house?
I think there was some allusion to that particular scenario in, I think it was in Spider-Man or something, where they would have people just walking into their old homes to find a whole new family living there. And then that would mean that people who were displaced by that particular moment in time either end up homeless or they end up in like a big legal battle. Like, I remember something to do with that. Like, there was something almost like a what do they call it? Like survivors group or something like that, where they were talking about that type of thing.
Group therapy session. And it wasn't also like Far From Home, where they talked about it really briefly. Didn't like Peter Parker's aunt also lose the apartment? Did I make that up? Did I hallucinate that? That's
I don't
happened.
recall.
I don't recall. I don't think she blipped.
Mandela effects.
I remember the conversation with, like, they have the group with like Steve and the group from like the Endgame.
The group therapy thing, yeah.
Group therapy thing, yeah. But yeah, now I'm starting to think more about it. It's like the shield to fix it, but there's no one else. Maybe we need a giant virtual mechanical bull and giant virtual mechanical bear fighting it out to give money to everybody.
Sure, that'll do it. That'll fix it. Violence fixes
That's
everything.
global capitalism, by the way. If everyone wants to know, that's how you do global capitalism. You have
Mephisto could fix this. Honestly.
Mephisto, 100%. Yeah.
Mephisto, where you at, bro?
Where you at, bro? Hit me up.
Fix it, god damn it. All right, I think we've gone on enough tangents for now. We will be checking back in next week when we see Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2. But until then, everybody, please make sure to read your comics so that we can all have better theories next time. And as always, please stand by.